topic, which is brought to us by Buckeye State Credit Union. If you're unfamiliar with them, let me introduce you to the financial friend you didn't know you needed until right now. Buckeye State Credit Union is a local brand offering a wide range of products from checking accounts to home equity lines of credit and auto loans. They have some of the lowest rates around and are committed to serving Northeast Ohio. The Cleveland location is in Shaker Heights, but they have 5 brick and mortar stores across the state. Buckeye State Credit Union is here to help make your life easier. They make banking more convenient, always putting the customer first, so you leave feeling cared for, valued, and respected. Connect, simplify, and adapt. Those are the core values that make Buckeye State Credit Union the right choice for you. For more information, head to buckeyecu.org. Buckeye State Credit Union, your money simplified. So, guys, it appears Mayor Bibb and the city are officially waving the white flag on trying to
I don't agree that they're officially waving the white flag.
You didn't take his comments yesterday.
Well, but he still said in the article they're still continuing with the lawsuit. So that's not waving the white flag. Well, they're going to lose, but they're not waving the white flag.
For anyone who hasn't seen the comments, real quick, Mayor Bibb sat down with Fox 8's I-Team. 2 of his comments were this. Quote, "There are more important priorities than the Cleveland Browns. We got to move on. If they go to Brook Park, God bless them, good luck. But by hell or high water, we are going to develop a lakefront our residents can be proud of." Boy, you don't take that as waving the white flag?
No, I take it as he understands that they're going to lose, but I don't think he's completely. Again, if they were giving up 100%, they would end the lawsuit. Right? Why would they? If they were 100% given up, why wouldn't they just withdraw their lawsuit? They didn't do that. You know, and the whole thing. Listen, I'm no lawyer. I don't know the ins and outs of some of this stuff. All I know is billionaires get what they want in the end, always, and they're going to have this stadium in Brook Park. Jimmy's going to pay for most of it. He should pay for all of it. At least he's going to pay for most of it. That's better than nothing. And the state is going to give him the rest. And we could debate all we want about the fact that, you know, no state money should go or whatever. It's irrelevant. And we can get as mad about it as you want. It's happening here. So the city's going to lose. The county's going to lose. And now they have to, you know, do other things to improve the city. Yes, they need to develop the lakefront, but that's been talked about for decades. Since I've been here 15 years almost. I mean, they've been talking about that forever. Well, now it's time to get something done. I don't know how much the state's going to be involved with, you know, getting rid of the stadium or whatever they're going to do. Hopefully there'll be some benefits long-term.
What is the plan with that stadium when they move?
Yeah, well,
tear it down?
They make it a lakefront.
They need to, I mean,
There's a lot of room down there.
There is a lot of room. And they need to do. It's going to take time, though. Like
15 years.
I don't know. But hopefully they can turn that whole area into something that could benefit the city in the long term and get more people to live downtown. None of us know the reality of the financial ramifications for businesses in that area, in Cleveland, or all these things. Like, who knows? I think most fans want this dome stadium in Brook Park. Do you guys think that?
I do. I think the minority is very vocal
about it. I think it's 70-30.
That want it.
Yeah, want
I think you're probably right. I think it's in that ballpark. The fans want it. The owner wants it. The state's going to give them the money to finish the deal. And so that's what's happening. Then the city's not going to win this lawsuit. They know it, and that's why he's saying it. I think, Mike, I would say what Mayor Bibb is doing is not waving the white flag, but he's admitting that they're going to lose. Now, you want to say that's the same thing? Okay, maybe it is. I don't think they're completely giving up, but they realize they're behind the 8 ball here. And I think, like, Chris Ronayne, who's the executive director of essentially the mayor of Cuyahoga County, to put it more simply, like, he keeps throwing out comments there, and it looks bad. There's a lot of politics being played here by the politicians and by ownership, and it's a poor job. I think it's reflecting poorly. Yes.
So I talked to Jason this morning.
Yeah.
And Jason has been more in the weeds on the stadium, back and forth, the politics of it than anyone else. And he shared some stuff with me that he wanted me to share on air to give everyone a little bit of context. Later on in that story with Fox 8's I-Team, Mayor Bibb said they got to get something back. They got to get something back from the Haslams if they're going to leave. They can't be left
The city's put a lot of money into that stadium.
Exactly. So they said we can't leave empty-handed. So Jason texted me and said, here's what I think is going to happen. I'm going to read these texts basically word from word from Jason.
Yeah.
I already asked him if I could. He said yes. He said the correct answer to the check question Jimmy's going to write is $600 million, $300 to the city and $300 to the county. Guess what? That also happens to be the exact total Jimmy is getting from the state. So essentially, he'd end up paying for the dome himself. The $300 million to the city would help renovating the lakefront. After they pull out, the county could use its portion of the $300 million to pay off debt and cover the shortage, because right now the county can't cover what it owes in repairs to the Cavs and Guardians for repairs and maintenance. And I said, well, why would the county be paying for upgrades at Rocket Arena and Progressive Field? And he said, Gateway is the landlord for the for the city and county. It's the Economic Development Corporation. What was established to build the Cavs Arena and the Guardian Stadium back in the 90s. Gateway represents the city and county. It's responsible for its portion of the repairs. Gateway went to the city and county late last year around the holidays, asked for $40 million in bailout to cover its obligations. The county and the city split that $40 million. So I said, just to simplify it in its most simple terms, the Haslams write a check for $600 million, the same the state is giving them. The city gets $300 million to start the lakefront development. The county gets $300 million to cover its repair costs, and then use the rest to see however fit. And he said, yes, that is the simplest, most watered-down version of how he sees this playing out.
Okay, that's cool. It just seems odd. Why? I wonder. I'd like to know from Jason why. There's probably a reason for it, but wouldn't it have been better PR for the state to just give money to the county and the city?
You all right, Dustin? All right, Dustin gonna do a quick bathroom break. No worries. Jason's on tomorrow, so we could ask him to clarify some more in detail. I only had those texts to read, but $600 million from Haslam going back to the city and the county.
All right, well, we'll keep an eye on that. That'd be, I mean, I think the Browns, like, putting out their statements and the mayor and the county executive, I think everybody looks poor, in my opinion. And
personally, to me, this whole thing was going to happen regardless. I think that Mayor Bibb kind of knew that was going to happen, but he didn't want to seem like he just laid down and let the Haslams do what they wanted to do. So ultimately, he put up this fight that he knew that he wasn't going to win, but at least it made people say, well, he at least tried to fight it. I fought it. It is what it is, though. Yeah. And he did everything he possibly could.
He was in a no-win situation.
But he wasn't going to win regardless, and I think he knew that going into this fight.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Are you happy? And we'll move on. By the way, the tush push, the owners are still discussing. The general session is over. Now they're going to an executive session to discuss
and I can't believe they decided not to vote on the
We'll get to that. I promise we'll get to all the rules. But last thing on the stadium.
Yeah, they didn't vote on it.
Tyvis, we'll get to the rules. I promise we'll get to the rules.
All right.
Last thing on the stadium. If this is the last part and the last twist in this whole dome, Brook Park, rebuild, renovate saga, how happy will you be that this is now over and we get some clarity on what the direction of the future home of the Browns
quite
is?
Frankly, it's been over with for a long time for me. So
it's still not officially over.
It's over. It's been over.
It
was
like
over
it to
when they bought that land. It was done.
Yeah. Okay. Fair. Most likely, yes. But here's the thing. The Browns fans are triggered by this talk because of what happened in the 90s.
About them losing the team.
Yes. Well, of course. Yes. So I understand this makes fans very anxious.
That they're going to lose. They're not losing the team.
That's easy for us to say, and we know that's true. But any conversation with anger between owner and government, and it makes people antsy. And so I get it. I get why people are a little stressed out right now. It does look like this is going to be settled. They are going to move to Berea. Or Brook Park. It's that simple. And again, there probably are some negative ramifications of this for some of the businesses in Cleveland, and that's unfortunate. None of us know or what the truth is. You're not going to get you're not going to get honesty from either side on this. The Browns are not going to be honest about it.
The part that
government's not going to be.
The part about it all that I just don't like is the fact that the city is playing victim here. Like, they just deciding to up and leave. When the truth of the reality is, they said the Browns came to them years ago, like 10 years ago, trying to get new things done with the stadium because they knew that the old stadium wasn't good. And they've been trying to do this for years, and they just continue to push it off and say it is what it is. And now
it's a little more complicated than that, Tyvis.
But I'm saying, if that's generally what happened, that's their own fault.
But again, it comes down to the fact that it's insane that billionaires get handouts. When there's people living on the street, there's kids that can't afford to.
If he paying for this thing himself, what's the problem?
We're cutting school. Well, you're talking about in the city. All right, it would have cost more to build it here.
No, they said it would. What was it? $1 billion renovations or something? If they would have stayed.
It was over $1 billion. I forget the exact number.
They would not have stayed. They wanted a new stadium. I don't believe for a minute they would have stayed. He wants a new stadium. He wants what all these other teams get. We'll see if he actually doesn't pay anything out of his pocket. If he doesn't, then good for him. He can do whatever he wants. But every billionaire should pay for their own stadium. It's insane that school lunches are cut all over the country and all these people are living on the street, and that cities and states will give handouts, to billionaires. It's just, we live in a crazy world, but it is what it is. Go ahead, Mike.
Well, Dustin stepped out, but he's back. Dustin, are you glad this stadium saga could potentially be finally behind us?
Yeah, I mean, to me, it's silly. It's like we all assume it's going to happen.
Yeah, it's happening.
And this little fight that the city's putting up, I think it's more of a PR thing than anything. Like Mayor Bibb has to know this is going to happen.
Mm-hmm. That's why he's saying what he's saying.
Yeah, I mean, he's trying to say, there's more important things than the Cleveland Browns. Yeah, there are.
Yeah,
there are.
There are.
And this is a fight that you're probably not going to win. So might as well use your resources elsewhere. That's kind of what he's saying.
Right.
It's kind of what he's saying.
Hopefully this will turn out in the long run to be a benefit to the city of Cleveland with a refurbished waterfront at some point, maybe more money going for other things that are more important.
I am excited to see what they do, though.
Yeah.
Like that lakefront stuff.
But they have to have a plan, and they have to have a plan. They should have had a plan already. I don't want to hear about, we're thinking about this. We're doing. You've known this was coming.
Where's the soccer team going? Ain't they building the thing?
Around where Progressive Field is. On on East 9th.
Like on the other side of 90?
Of the highway. Other side of 90, right? Yeah, other side of 90.
Okay.